Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to I So Collect Cold Open.
Well, it's not a cold. Okay.
Now it is
You've warmed. It's a lukewarm open.
It's a
lukewarm.
warm opening now. Cool.
No intros.
There was a bright flash of white as the drip core in the outpost exploded. All of you were blinded, but for a moment you could see chains shooting up around Spark, who was the closest to the explosion. And then it goes dark. Your blindness is replaced with darkness as the power source has been all but entirely destroyed. As your eyes adjust, the chains relax and fall to the ground with a clang, and Maisie is left standing there. Maisie, you are hunched over. You will be taking one wound from the damage.
Do I roll
Light.
wound table?
You do not for this wound. There is a small light starting to emanate from where the drip core once was as Lethos, your body finalizes its form. Everything feels in place. It does not appear that a rapidization of your birth has affected your body in any negative way. Maisie, as this light begins to sort of fill the room again and your eyes adjust, Spark is no longer under you. There is nothing but a small pile of ash. You're muted.
All I said was what, so where'd she go?
Can we see that Spark isn't there anymore?
Yes, all of you can clearly see that Spark is gone.
No.
Maisie?
No.
See?
I took the blast for her.
Maisie, where is Spark?
I don't know. I jumped in front of her.
Obviously not. What did you do?
I didn't do anything this time. She's No, I'm fine. So I got in the way of it. Spark was behind me.
Conus goes over and just like bodily shoves Maisie out of the way, just like completely disregards her.
Maisie falls. She's taken a blast.
Kneels down next to the ashes. Is there anything like, does this look like, this is a weird question, but like, is this just like ash from the explosion, or does this look like it was a something and then was pulverized to ash?
Go ahead and make me a gather information roll.
Gigi's gonna help Maisie up.
Thanks.
Can I add organ collector to this?
Yes.
Identify any organs in the pile of
Yeah. Is there a spleen just hanging out? Ooh, okay, that's gonna be a 12.
You would know this is not enough ash to be Spark. Even if some got destroyed, there's no way that this blast would have atomized Spark and not also atomized Maisie.
Hey, God.
Yes.
Am I familiar enough at this point with the threads to look for sparks?
That is not something that you have access to.
Well, I tried.
Oh, they were right there, and then Sarah wasn't going to do anything, so I jumped in, and
Akonis turns on Maisie. Where did you send her?
send her
Where the fuck did you send Spark?
nowhere. I tried to take the. I tried to take the blast for her.
Why
I
did you
didn't.
even come back if you were just going to send somebody else away?
I didn't.
Yes, obviously shouldn't send anybody anywhere. None of us know what the fuck's going on, much less how to teleport anybody. We
One
gotta
of us
find
knows
Spark.
how to teleport.
Who knows how to
Looking
teleport?
at Maisie.
I think it's clear that this is a different circumstance. I've never done anything like that, and I don't know how I would even start to do that.
No, you've never done anything like that. You just leave when it's convenient for you, which, by the way, really fucked us all over, so welcome back. You don't have anything to say for yourself?
What am I supposed to say?
God, this is an above table question. Are we alone in this room? Because I have knowledge from Roll20, but
You are alone in this room.
okay, just making sure.
Don't worry
Really
about the
awkward
roll
if there was-
20 yet.
I'm
It's really
terribly
awkward if
worried
there was
about
like 10
Roll20.
dudes just like standing in the corners.
Don't worry about the
watching.
roll 20. Nothing bad ever happens in the roll 20.
Nothing bad's ever happened to roll 20.
Sorry, I'm catching up on our chat. Harp, can you repeat what Maisie just said?
What am I supposed to say?
I don't know. An apology would be a nice start, but
Yeah.
I don't think it actually matters much.
That's what I was going to say. I am sorry, but we have problems to deal with, and we can do all that later.
No, I think that we can hash it out now, and I think that Akonis is just gonna punch the shit out of Maisie.
I don't think Maisie was expecting that. And I think Maisie just I think she just got up from Gigi helping her up and was like posturing towards Akonis, and then just gets knocked flat on her ass.
You disappeared on us. You made Spark cry. Gigi's having a fucking I don't even know what trying to hold it together. You made Alethos disappear.
Yeah.
Did that?
Is Akonis like kind of standing over Maisie at
yeah.
this point?
Akonis
Yeah.
is in it.
Gigi's gonna like headbutt the fuck out of Akonis and be like, "Can you calm the fuck down?"
Akonis is certainly not expecting that either, and stumbles backward. God, if you'll allow me narrative ownership of Onion, I think that Onion is probably standing to the side looking a little upset at Akonis right now. I don't
Yeah.
think Onion is pleased at the way Akonis is acting.
As upset as a capybara can look.
This is true.
So very all the time.
Constantly a
So
little
Yeah, but like
bit sad.
intentionally.
Hey,
eyebrow.
Akonis, permission to touch your onion.
Permission granted. Touch away.
Excellent. I think while all this is happening and Alethos is very confused at all of it, just sees a very sad capybara, scoops him up. Hopefully that's comforting. I don't know. And is going to look for some sort of computer, something I can interface with, see if I can't hack into the cameras and find where Spark went while they do whatever they're gonna do. It's okay, Onion. Don't worry about it.
It is hard to access the systems when there is no electricity running through them.
I am electricity. We've been over this.
Are you telling me that you intend to power the entire outpost?
No, can I strategically power individual cameras?
Not without also turning the network back on.
Heck. That might be our only cover to get out of here. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I would say Alethos, more than anybody right now, is aware of how very little time you have before someone comes down here to check on the engine and finds that you guys have destroyed it.
Right. Excellent. I think Lethos turns around, extra set of hands sort of covering the capybara's ears because there's a lot of yelling happening right now, and that's unkind. We don't want to be here when people come to investigate. We should find Spark, but we will not have luck doing that here. I recommend we act quickly.
Sure.
We can do this later. Or I imagine other people will come in, do this for you.
Agreed.
Sure.
Okay, can we? Everybody would go. We move. Maybe. Is anybody else need to punch somebody really quick? I still see two of everybody, but I mean, I won't see it coming.
You're muted, Kian.
Akonis just says, that was your fault. You came in really freaking hot, Gigi.
Okay, I've been holding that in for like, it feels like a long time.
Well, I hope you feel better.
A little bit. Kind of. Fucking, ow. Your head's harder than I thought it'd be. I thought you were like dead. Kind of.
No,
You know?
I'm
like
not. What?
Zombie thing. I don't know. I thought zombies
No.
were soft.
Tree bark.
I don't know.
Tree.
Yeah. Okay.
I grow tomatoes, Gigi, out of my palm.
That doesn't mean like
You-
dense. Doesn't mean hard. Okay,
Moving.
not the point. But yeah. If Maisie's still on the ground, Gigi would try to pick Maisie up again. It'd be like hands on shoulders. Are we good
Thank you, Cheech.
now? We good?
Thanks. I don't think she makes eye contact.
Okay. Fair enough. Couple head pats. Where are we going? How do we get out of here? What do we do?
I can probably lead us out of the maze that is this.
Yep. I need everyone to make a move unseen roll.
Oh God.
But the roll 20.
Don't worry about the roll 20.
Don't worry
I'm
about it.
so worried about the
The roll 20
Nothing
comes
bad
later.
ever happens in it.
Chat, I
That-
can't express how
The roll
ominous
20
the roll
is
20
not
is.
set in the outpost. I promise.
Gang,
Oh,
that's
okay.
a nat 1.
Jesus Christ.
Cool. That means that everybody else needs to succeed.
I rolled an 11.
Okay.
What do we add to move unseen? Do you?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Yeah.
You can add skills.
Can I add
Oh, I can add
skills? I mean, I know
skills.
where the fuck I'm going.
No.
If
Navigation.
I don't add
is
anything, it's just an
separate
18.
things.
Fluid mechanics. Final offer.
Do I add grit?
You do not add grit. You add grit to attack. I will accept fluid mechanics.
It's not going to help me. That was a nat 1 plus 2.
So 2 nat 1s.
I
Listen,
think we moved unseen.
I just got born again, okay?
Technically, we have one automatic success because Spark is invisible. None of us
Spark
can see
is
Spark.
Spark is no longer on this plane of existence.
Hold the phone.
Uh,
Spoilers.
Not a spoiler to tell you that. That many failures. I think
Did we beef it?
Alethos, your connection to the Arethian, like greater, wider planetary net, has alerted you to the very clear alarm bells going off from an outpost in the Archimicarus project suddenly going dark. You can be sure that once you set foot outside this outpost, there will be Arethian military waiting for you.
Oh,
Maybe Lord General.
I don't like that.
Beefed it.
Yeah, I think we may have all beefed it on this one. Yeah, I think that sort of the ping sort of goes off in their brain. I do not think we will be alone for very long. We may want to prepare for confrontation.
Confrontation, like fighting confrontation, or are we going to talk our way through this?
I am uncertain. I have never had to confront these individuals. Although I suppose once they learn that we have caused this, sort of looking around at the everything, it may become a physical confrontation.
Who was the guy who sucked? Pride?
What?
The guy who sucked, was it Pride?
The guy whose vibes are just
Pride.
on the
rancid.
council.
Pride.
It was
Yes.
Pride, yes.
Okay. All right.
What are you guys doing?
Is there a way we can? I don't know. How much of Archimecris do you have left in you?
I do not believe I ever had Archimicarus in me. I simply had the pieces that might make her up.
Okay, sorry, that whole thing probably kind of went over my head. I don't really get it.
What do you need me to know?
I don't need you to know anything. I need to know if there's something you can do in here.
Not without returning power.
Is there another exit to this place? Maybe we don't just waltz out the front door?
Outposts are typically one entrance only for the sake of exactly this situation.
I believe
Plus we
if there
beefed
was
it.
we did beef it. So I believe any exit that I would know of, they would also know of. Or it's made of code and wires, which I no longer fit in. So.
No.
And y'all definitely wouldn't, unfortunately.
Well.
We may have to make some friends.
Out is through. Let's go.
You guys make your way to the front door. The outpost is surprisingly empty as you move through it. It was staffed earlier this very day, including with Alethos, your keeper, the good doctor. What's their name?
Orim,
Orim.
I believe.
You don't see them, and you hear no hide nor hair of them. As you make your way to the front door, it slides open, with ease. All doors are powered. All exit doors are powered of their own volition and of their own battery, as to ensure that escape is always possible. You guys step outside to the sound of the mothership landing.
How quickly can we find cover?
You guys are in the woods, so it is a simple matter of making me some sort of agility based roll to get to the woods before the Lord General dismounts.
Agility, you say?
Can I
Yes.
argue making friends with every plant I see?
No.
I can't make friends with the tree to try to hide.
Can't make the tree to hide us?
If you were making a tree, yes. I would probably be able to see that reasoning.
I mean, that wasn't going to be my original intention unless the party asks for it. If somebody wants Akonis to specifically try to grow a tree, then I will try to grow a tree.
I'm not gonna lie, my method of hiding is to run very fast, very far.
I was gonna try to climb up into something real tall.
I was honest to God just going to try to blend in with the other trees. Half of me is bark.
I was gonna just.
True.
I was pretty much gonna do the same.
Hey
don't
Gigi,
look
what
like a
happened to
tree.
that dragon?
Like a once per mission kind of vibe.
right,
This is what
right,
happened. It technically lives in another dimension.
right. No, that'll do it. Just figured I'd ask.
Might be my ex,
I'm sensing lore.
I don't know.
Okay.
Who knows?
You knows, I think, legally
Maybe.
speaking.
You do knows.
Probably.
Go ahead and give me your constituent roles for running or hiding or whatever you want to do.
Do we get to add agility?
You do.
So
Okay.
grand ol' 3.
Thank you.
With my agility, that's 20. I'm so fast. I didn't even add
I-
my skills.
I need to put this die out of its misery.
Did you
Did you
roll
roll
another
another
nat
nat
one?
one?
2 in a row.
Do we have
Oh.
failures in this, like critical failures?
No.
In this game? Okay.
Mine
So
better
yeah,
not
There's
do
for
this.
sure a normal failure. I guess.
I also rolled a nat 1, so I wasn't sure if it mattered.
That's wild.
Okay, dirty 20.
2
Two
20s.
20s, two
Two
nat
nat
ones.
Dead even.
I like to imagine that
Please.
whatever Maisie is trying to do to hide, Akonis is just spitefully fucking it up and just spends too much time doing that to where Akonis can't hide either.
I'll say this: the majority of the militia that dismount from Mothership do not notice you as they fan out into the outpost. But the Lord General does spot both you and Maisie Akonis, and glances to the army marching through, and then back to you guys and says, "You lot go on ahead," and turns to begin to walk towards you guys.
Maisie's gonna stand and face him.
Akonis will too.
I think at that, Maisie's gonna like look back at Akonis a little bit and just give a tiny nod.
The Lord General approaches the two of you. Gigi and Alethos, are you guys staying hidden?
I think Gigi's definitely doing like begrudging respect. Progress.
I think Alethos is like, also like watching from the bushes. Alethos is trying to see if this body does what the old body did, and trying to not look like the AI that just escaped. We'll see how that goes.
The Lord General approaches you and Akonis, and looks down to you. I assume you are the original reflection of our good friend?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what's going on here.
That's okay. I'm sure your friends filled you in when you returned. Why
So-
is the outpost dark? I would hate to have to take you guys in, and we would have to use force probably, because I imagine you don't want me to do that.
Take us in where? And then leans over to Maisie. They don't really have prisons here, so.
Oh, really?
Take you back to the Board of Commissioners to have Pride decide what to do with you.
Okay, that guy sucks. Still talking to Maisie. That guy really fucking sucks.
I assumed it was bad news no matter what.
Yeah.
If you guys are still trying to get home, what do you need to do?
Figure out how to get there.
What do you mean?
Say again.
What do you mean?
Figure out how to get home. We just got this one back. Elbows Maisie a little bit too hard. No way to
Ow.
know how to get all of us back to where we belong.
Okay. I shouldn't do this, but I would not. I would look for a way out before the catalyst launches tomorrow.
Why?
Sounds like a solid plan.
I can't tell you why. That's just, the Pride would probably want to hole you up in some Arethian city as your punishment and prevent you from leaving by keeping you all on watch 24/7. But that's not really going to work after tomorrow, so figure it out.
How much digging are all of these little soldiers going to be doing in here?
They're going to do a full sweep and dismantle of the place. You can't hide out here.
It's not exactly me I'm worried about.
If they find anything or anyone, they will let me know, and I will attempt to let you know.
Are are you like helping us?
I wouldn't call it helping. I can't really give you any more resources than I've already given you.
Okay.
The other you knew what had to be done, though. So I don't know if she brought that up to you on the way back through or anything like that.
Oh. That's you're what she meant?
I am not what she meant. Otherwise, I probably would have stuck around at her behest, but
Okay. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Do you know where or what or when
nope,
any of
not a clue.
Okay.
Well, you better get running.
You said we can't hide here. Do you know where we can?
I mean, the woods are pretty big between here and the catalyst site.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
And which direction is the catalyst site, just for inquiring minds?
Why, an irresponsible soldier would tell you north.
Noted.
South.
No, it's north.
Oh, it is? I
Yes.
thought you were doing like a responsible soldier would lie to you. Okay. No, you
No,
actually.
an irresponsible soldier would tell you the truth. I don't have to. I'm not explaining this. Go. Get out of here.
Are you going to be in trouble
Me?
if we
No.
just disappear?
No, I got my own plans.
Okay.
Akonis is clearly like thinking very hard about saying something, and ultimately opts against it, and we'll head into the woods with Maisie.
All right. Okay.
Good luck.
You too.
He turns and he marches back to the outpost to join his soldiers.
Uh, are Gigi and Alethos just hidden so well that Akonis can't even tell where the fuck they are?
I think you know where they are roughly.
Okay.
Where's like peeking over a bush? It's like, did they leave?
Yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. These are
Time
pretty
to
good.
run.
That sounded pretty good.
Well, we gotta get to the catalyst site, I guess.
Why do you want to go to the catalyst? Alethos steps out looking, I think all of you except for maybe Gigi would recognize this look. Very humanoid. Very dark hair. Little normal looking person. Totally not a robot. Why would you want to go to the catalyst?
I think that's how we get home.
You know what happens to the catalyst, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know shit about what's happening right now. I just got told that that's a good place to be.
Okay.
If you think we can use it.
We didn't really have a long chat. I don't know.
Did you like exploding at the time? Kind of missed the swap. I don't know.
Oh, me and Sarah? Well, it's kind of like you know, you just kind of pass each other in the
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, and that yeah, I kind of pulled her out of there because, but
In a hurry.
yeah, she said
Yeah.
something to me as I, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's if we want to, I don't know, we can figure out what to do, but we should walk and talk, I think.
Agreed.
You guys begin moving. It is going to take you a hot minute to get to the catalyst site. And even then, the encampment that comprises of the catalyst is much bigger than the actual Genesis ship itself. It is hundreds of miles wide and thousands of miles long. I mean, this is the progenitor ship of the Erethian Empire. It is maybe a few hours of walking before you start to see the towers appear over the horizon in the trees. Various different signal towers. Alethos, your connection to the net grows stronger as you guys approach the catalyst site. I need all of you to roll me. I'll say mind. It's to spot something.
3.
I do think this die might be weighted weird because it was
I
almost
have
at a
no
1,
mind.
but it went to a 19.
Wow.
19 plus 3.
Okay.
This is
3 and a 19.
Is this something Arethian history would help me expect?
Nope.
6 for Arcanus.
6.
10.
Maisie, you're the only one that spots that small wisp of smoke against the sky in the direction you are walking. Now, mind you, this is the dead of the woods. There hasn't been any Arethian civilization for a while.
You guys see that? Up,
See what?
up, sky, smoke there. Like a cloud, but not moving faster. Like a smoke from like a fire or something. Or a signal, maybe?
I need glasses.
Okay. We should go that way.
Away from the encampment?
It's towards the encampment.
But just change course a little bit. If
it
that
is-
sounds okay with everybody.
If it is smoke, it is likely people. We should be ready to meet people.
Mm-hmm.
Could just be a forest fire getting started.
We could hope.
Could.
Sure.
See, but then we have to figure out if we need to stop it or not, because like in nature you have to
Gigi, I
have
don't-
forest fires, but like
I don't think it's a forest fire, Jeej.
okay.
Sorry.
I just wanted a different kind of ethical quandary for a change.
Ethical quandary.
Yeah. You know the ethics of stopping a forest fire that would naturally occur?
Versus the ethics of meeting just like a guy, just like a dude.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
never just
very
a dude,
different.
cheat.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When
It's
has it
never
ever
just
just
a
been a dude?
guy.
On the way, I think after seeing the signal and turning towards that, I do think Maisie's gonna really awkwardly start to talk to Alithos.
Okay. Speaking of just a guy.
Hey.
Hi.
Are
Are you all right?
yeah. Well, yeah. Uh, hmm, uh, how you doing?
Just sort of, stretches the hands out, looks down at him. Better now.
What happened to your hands?
Well, the entire body, sort of, was obliterated. But I have a new one.
Right.
It seems to do most of the same things.
I thought you. I thought. So how is it being back?
It feels.
What?
Having a body after not having a body, it feels.
Oh yeah. I guess I more meant how's it being back here? Back now?
Different. Underwhelming.
Why's that?
I suppose I am capable of more than following orders now. So, being an assistant is boring, I suppose. But it seems I will not be doing that any longer.
Yeah.
I think I prefer being out of the computer now.
Shit, I would too. Well, keep it up. I'm sorry, I don't.
Are you sure you're all right?
Yeah, I shouldn't have done
You-
that. I'm really. I let our differences affect. We should really focus on the mission. We should talk about this later. I think.
It seems like it's distressing you.
No, that's good.
Is it the explosion then?
Yeah, just rattled me a bit, I think. Yeah.
Understandable.
Gotta find spark, all that.
Do you dislike me, Maisie?
Um, do you want me to? How do you want me to answer this, man?
Honestly, preferably.
I don't know. Then that's my answer. I disliked who I thought you were.
And who do you think I am now?
I don't know. I spent a lot of time just kind of, you know.
I do not.
Oh,
Or
fuck. Sorry. Yeah, other GG told me this would happen. I'm very sorry for letting my. I thought you wanted to be back here really bad the whole time.
I
thought
did. I did want to be back here. That does not mean that I chose to be back here.
Right. Right.
And I don't think I regret that decision.
Wait, did you decide to not be back here? Did you try to stop this?
Yes, I thought that was the agreement that we had come to. You didn't want to be back here.
Yeah. Can I be right back?
I mean, I think the others are going to continue moving. Should I stop them?
No, I'll drop behind for a little bit. Is that okay?
Of course.
Okay, Maisie's gonna drop behind and cry.
Maisie, as a tear hits the ground, I think you all are stopped in your tracks by the sudden onset shaking of the ground below you. It's not very rough, but it is enough to kind of question your ability to balance during it. And it goes for about like a minute and a half before it stops suddenly.
What was that?
Is that an earthquake?
Was it? Is it something about the catalyst? Is it something for the catalyst? Is it happening?
Either
They said it
magic
wouldn't
or
run
an
for another
earthquake.
day.
The
Okay.
catalyst should not be going off until tomorrow, I believe. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're just like firing it up, like stage 1,
Probably have to prepare a bit in advance. Yeah.
like clearing the it- like cleansing the space, like first. I don't know.
Maybe.
Does that track with my understanding?
No. No, it does not.
Hmm.
Your understanding of this earthquake is probably the same understanding you had of it 300 years ago. Before the Catalyst's official launch was set, there were a sequence of earthquakes, each more intense than the last, right up to the launch of the Catalyst. These were not ever explained. They did not get the chance to explain them. Because after that, the entire world was ruined.
Right. Of course. Alethos just walks by. It is an earthquake.
Okay.
There will be more.
Oh no.
You guys eventually come to a very small clearing. To call it a clearing is maybe a bit generous. There are still trees everywhere. It's just that the foliage has been cleared out and a small fire pit has been built. And a dead log has been dragged over here. You see the back of a person hunched over the fire, and they appear to be roasting some sort of forest critter. Sitting next to them on the ground in front of the log is a small-ish capybara. This person has dark hair in a braid and darker olive skin yet. They are humming a song of some kind. Alethos, you would recognize it to be one of the more folksy songs from the pre-modern era of Arethia. Across from them, sitting next to this fire, is a few large-ish containers sitting in a wagon of a variety of chemicals.
It's a lot of chemicals.
Hey. Hello.
The capybara reacts first, sort of jumps around and does that like defensive animal stance where their legs are like out in front of them and they're kind of ready to pounce. The person sort of perks up and cricks their neck a bit before reaching for a small what's the word when in sci-fi when something is not digital, it is
Hello?
analog, for an analog revolver.
Oh.
Alethos jumps in front of Maisie, who has just spoken. I think I recognize what gun is, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, all of you know what
Okay.
it's-
You never know. Time is weird.
They speak up. Not normal for Arethians to be out this far. What business do you have in the woods?
You know where the catalyst is?
I
Are
suppose
we going in the right
I
direction?
do. Who are you?
Not Arethians.
You speak Arethian.
Oh, I'm not from here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's kind of, yeah, I didn't think about the fact I was talking for, yeah, that would give a false kind of Yeah. Somebody else talk.
I look at Akonis.
I look at Onion. What's Onion doing?
Onion is sort of, I think, just sitting next to you, Akonis, sort of head cocked, looking at this other capybara.
I kind of like nudge him with my foot to like go make friends the way that you like nudge kids when you're like, no, it's okay. Go
Mhm.
and try to make a friend. It's going to be fine.
He trots up, and you see he looks down at the forest floor and picks some moss up off the ground and sort of chews it as it enters his body. He gets just a little bit bigger to match the size of the other capybara, and he trots over and sort of sniffs at it. And they take a moment to acquaint themselves with each other. Once this capybara denotes Onion as a non-threat, it goes back to sort of that chill, ears back, seated capybara vibe, and they kind of just sit next to one another.
I look at the others and kind of shrug. Onion seems to think that they're okay.
Is there? I don't think I've ever seen one of those things except for now twice. And I just can't help but think that maybe that's not coincidental. I'm just like, like, do you guys see it? Am I?
I mean, this is like a flesh and bone capybara, right? Like, this is
Yeah.
not a moss capybara.
Brown fur and everything.
Okay.
Is this the flesh and bone dude?
Yes. He does. They do note the moss capybara that is suddenly approached, and sort of scratches his head with the gun. Didn't know they came in green.
That seems wildly unsafe.
What's unsafe?
The gun thing, I think.
Scratching your head with a gun. That
Oh,
feels.
relax. The safety's on.
Does have a safety?
Most guns do. Well, they used to. At least I'm told. But the military stopped carrying them, so manufacturers stopped making them, and yada yada yada. You know how it is. This is an antiquity.
Why do you have all those chemicals with you?
They turn around finally, and you guys are face to face with this person. Just so strikingly familiar, this face, as they look at you. You guys aren't cops, right?
God, no.
No.
We were
Good, because they sent me to that penitentiary island last time, and it was like super easy to just leave for some reason. Didn't seem like much of a punishment. So if they were going to send me back there, that's like a huge inconvenience because then I'd have to collect the chemicals again. And anyway, you guys are looking for the catalyst too, right?
We are.
Cool. I don't suppose that you will escort me to the ship.
Can I ride in the cart?
Onion is only capable of pulling the cart as is.
No, that's not his name.
But two.
That's Onion. And I point to my onion.
Oh, that's nice. Common name, I guess.
Yeah.
Popular bar names. Onion right at the top of the list, I would have guessed.
Oh, no.
He leans over to Maisie with
Maisie-
that one and go like,
Honest.
"What a load of barnacles!" like, just like, yeah, I don't think so.
Like,
I don't think I've
Iconis.
ever heard onion as a name.
Iconis is just doing the Tina Belcher noise, just standing to one side. Just very uncomfortable with all of this.
Alethos is like looking back and forth between Akonis and this dude, like doing a lot of like mental calculations of like face measurements and like bone widths and bullshit. Like Is this what I think this is that's happening that's in front of me in my
This
salad?
is who you think this is. Yes,
Oh, mm-hmm.
they're underneath the green and the bark of a canis. Their face measurements are exactly identical.
Oh, you had a brother.
They gesture back to the car. Anyway, if since you guys are so curious, and assuming you're not cops, which you guys don't really look like cops, I'm gonna take those chemicals and dump them in the drip core engine of the catalyst.
Why?
Why? Excellent
Yeah.
question. That is because I want to.
Yeah,
And
but
also,
what do you want it to do?
my hope is that they are unable to take off and they have to face what they have done, right? You see,
Oh.
I was not a researcher, but like a component of an outpost, a research center, let's say, who discovered something very interesting about the way the Arethian tech works on our planet. And it works very badly on our planet. In fact, the only reason I'm alive today is because I took off. I saw the writing on the wall, and as soon as the council heard what we had discovered, they had our outpost shut down, and everyone in it gone, vanished.
Which outpost were you in?
I was in the Hades outpost. Alethos, this is not an outpost you have a record of.
No. And Alethos looks very conflicted. Is no longer looking between the two. I think is staring at the capybaras.
So I took what research I could find on drip core engines from the drip core engine outposts, and I learned what they were made of, and I figure if I dump some of those chemicals in there, they will react with the component liquid mana inside the engines to prevent takeoff. And then that board of commissioners will have to contend with sacrificing a planet to their greed.
So, like, is the planet already all fucked up? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh.
We have you ever had like a juice pouch and it's got the straw and you drink all the juice out of it and it shrivels up?
Yeah.
He reaches into his satchel and he pulls one out to offer it to anyone who says no to this.
She's gonna like launch forward and grab a juice pouch. That looks awesome.
Right. We
Right.
did that to the magic inherent to the planet, as well as most of the like metal core. To build this grand utopia, and now the planet is ready to metaphysically collapse, basically, as I understand it.
Huh. Okay. Did we know that already? Did everybody here know that? Is it just me who didn't know that?
I knew they fucked it up bad, but I didn't know it was like that.
Huh.
I think
Okay.
Maisie just keeps looking at Akonis like, how do you want to do this, man?
Akonis does not want this power. If
Do you want me to?
they
Oh, sorry.
if they don't get to take off, it's really gonna ruin Pride's day, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
can you just give us a quick second?
Okay. He turns back around. He sits down in the log and he goes back to roasting whatever forest creature he had on a pike.
I am going to gather the group of us.
You just
and
pulling
sort
everybody
of
into a
huddle
huddle.
up.
Arms around. Alethos, you gotta put your arms up
Oh,
like
right.
around. We're like forming a con.
Yeah. So, what is?
Physical touch is important.
Think I have a body again. Understood.
If we help them, me, which feels really uncomfortable. I don't like that we're both existing in the same timeline together right now. If we help them, does that get us back home?
That's what Sarah said.
Because didn't this happen like already? Like
Sure.
the catalyst ship like blew up and the planet got ruined?
Yes.
Yeah, but I think the question Akonis is asking is, does that get us home or does that get us blown up?
And stuck here.
Yeah.
Time loops are crazy, guys.
I mean, I guess I don't
In-
really. Sorry.
They didn't teach me about those in Dragon Rider school.
You went to school for that?
Yeah. I mean, okay. School, like child soldier. Take your pick. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna take my pick there. Not right now, at least. I don't see. I hate to play the odds game, and I know that I made a really fucking bad call before. But I don't see another way we're getting home if we don't. Right? Shit's
There-
gonna belly up one way or the other.
There will not be the home that you are used to if this does not happen. As far as I can see it, this is the reason that the catalyst deserves its name.
So then we
Wow.
help them?
I think that that's the right call, but I'm not. I'll leave it up to you guys.
Okay. Okay. So our options are to not help blow up the catalyst. We still don't know how to get home. And the future that we came from doesn't exist anymore because it doesn't the same stuff doesn't happen.
Correct.
Or we help blow up catalyst and we still don't necessarily know how to get home, but we do blow everything up and everything happens like it did before, which was good or bad.
We would be willingly condemning everyone alive currently.
Yeah,
They already
kinda
did that.
Yeah, the planet already sounds like it's gonna blow up anyway, regardless, but we can make sure everybody's dead instead of just most everybody.
And this is a good thing.
You don't know because also, guys, no offense, when I got here, the place in the future, it sucked. It was bad. It was like apocalyptic.
Yeah.
But
Is
like
this place a lot better? I know I haven't been here, and this place is kind of everything I've ever wanted. But I talked to that guy for like 10 seconds. Right? This
They
shit
like don't
sucks.
have. They like got rid of pain, which I kind of take issue with, like philosophically, but like
That is weird.
that might just be. I mean, you don't know except for what you know. Like that could just be the product of my upbringing. Like maybe I'm intolerant in that case, but
I think the question, or I don't know about the question, but an important question is if we don't do this, then shit's gonna blow up anyways. These guys don't seem like they're forging a sustainable society. I don't know.
what if we already did? What if?
Hmm?
I mean, what if that person doesn't finish their job without our help, and that we already helped, and we just don't know it? Oh, my head hurts.
Yeah, go take 5, GG. You got this. It'll be okay.
Let me know what we
Uh,
decide. I'm fine either way.
Okay.
A connoisseur clears his throat as you guys begin to disband, and is sort of kind of twirling the gun, just absent-mindedly. If it's any consolation, I don't think you'll be. I think it's going to help, not hurt the planet. As I understand the research that I have read before it was destroyed, the planet would collapse in on itself if this big drip core engine in the catalyst, the one that's supposed to take them across the stars, is put back into the ecosystem. Then that doesn't happen, right? Like logically. Like, am I putting it back in the ecosystem in the worst way possible? Maybe, probably, but it's the only way I can think of.
Yeah. Yeah, something tells me
Hmm.
I just
shit's not-
I don't want. I couldn't help it over here. I don't want you to feel like your choices let everyone die or make sure everyone dies. Right? It's more like make sure the planet itself doesn't collapse physically.
How much did
Okay.
you overhear?
Most of it. You guys did not move.
We didn't move that far away.
Oh, you did. You did move. I followed you.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I just
So
wanted
you know who we are then?
No, not a
Or-
clue. I have no
Okay,
ideas.
cool.
I don't know what you guys were talking about for most of it. I just know that it sounds like you guys think your choice is raising the planet or not doing that. So I want to make that clear.
I think we should still have a planet here.
I agree. I would
Controversial
like the
opinion.
planet to continue to exist.
All right, I'm sold. I'm in. Let's have a planet. If our choice is planet or no planet, I'm going to choose planet.
I would like to abstain from the vote, if that is all right.
I
That
don't know that I get to vote, given circumstances,
Do
or
I?
rather, my vote is already cast.
Why? What did you vote for?
Man.
We can't tell him. Right?
Someone's got to tell him.
We can't tell him. Also,
You're kind
don't
of an
touch him.
idiot.
Do you want me to?
I think if you touch him, the world
What?
ends.
I don't think.
Why would that happen?
Are you serious, man?
What are you guys talking about?
I
You
guess
know,
it would be weird to. Sorry.
I think it'd be
you could-
weird. No, I'm not gonna.
Heard it
don't
from
wanna-
Darren and Darren.
Do you want me to?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't want
okay.
anybody to.
Do you guys know
honestly.
a secret about me that I don't? That I'm
No,
not
it's about
prescient
us.
of?
No,
It's
no,
about us.
I
nothing
teach
you
ya.
got to worry
Oh.
about.
It's not a secret. You simply do not know it yet.
What?
will.
You do, kind of.
Like, you know what I'm gonna know someday?
Yes,
Hey,
Why?
I sense that I have said something bad.
hey, listen, man, don't think about it too hard.
Wait, so okay, if this is gonna help you guys get home, like, why? That's the part I was like, I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, we're from the future.
Jeez.
We've told like everybody else, guys. Why would we not? Why would we
Okay.
stop telling people
We're
that
gonna
now?
break
It's a
into it.
different case here, Jeej.
And we
Kind
know
of.
each other in the future, and that's why you know what
That
my
works.
opinion on the matter
Yes.
is.
That
Yep.
is
Yeah.
correct.
That works.
Exactly.
That is a
From about 20 years in the future.
Akonis turns to you, Akonis, and goes, I don't see why that would mean that you don't get a vote. I think you should vote still.
Yeah, what do you think, Akonis?
Yeah, you would. You would think I should vote.
Your name's Akonis too. I guess there would probably be like a shortage of names in the future. That makes sense.
I mean, it's a common
Yeah,
name, right?
It's a
yeah,
common
pretty,
name.
pretty
Like
popular in
onion.
the future.
Just like
The
onion.
doctor
Just-
told
just
us it
like
was a pretty
onion.
common name.
It's true. Yeah, common Arethian name, Akonis.
The doctor told you. Are you his mom? In the future, is that the game that we're playing? Is that the grift that we're going with?
Oh, there was an actual
No,
doctor who told
the
us
doctor,
that was a
yeah,
common
the
name.
doctor when
There's an
Alethos
actual
wasn't
doctor.
here.
That was actually something said in the session that you were
That
going.
was-
That makes sense then. I thought that was a like my sweet boy moment.
Uh,
oh my god.
No, I'm
Akonis
keeping it.
turns
That's the character.
to Flesh and Blood Onion and goes, Onion, I think they're in. Get your harness. We are ruining a planet. Well, saving a planet, but
You said.
Hold on.
I didn't say we were destroying a planet.
Like
That's
a control
kind of the
burn.
crux of the issue here. I understand this is not good for the planet, like from a common sense point of view. It's like using toxic waste to revitalize an environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never
Yeah, are
heard
you
of
like
that.
an
I don't think.
eco-terrorist? That's cool.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Terrorism is kind of cool.
Okay,
I guess I kind of am.
sure.
That's
I
awesome.
can. Yeah.
Hey, you should write that down. That's like your title or something. That's
Yeah, you
cool.
could
The,
do worse
the
than that.
eco
The
terrorist.
eco
The
terrorist. Yeah,
eco-terrorist.
that sounds
They've
pretty
just
powerful.
they've just been calling me a rapscallion on the news. It's kind of offensive.
Yeah,
That's
the
kind
guy
of
did say the
infantilizing.
specific word rapscallion. I do recall that.
Yeah, no, the government does not take crime seriously at all.
Yeah,
Whereabouts? So.
yeah, we could tell. Well,
Cool.
let's
I
make
will
them
get
take
my
crime.
stuff. I will get my stuff packed up. Cool. What are your names? I'm a Akonis,
Gigi.
by the way, for the record. And you're a Akonis, also common name. You're Gigi. That's not a
With a G.
Cool. I assumed so.
You'd be surprised.
Could have been a J.
Your name is You'd Be Surprised.
Oh no, sorry. I just knew a different GG with. It was spelled with J's. I'm Maisie.
Pleasure to meet you. And you?
Allison.
Another lovely Arethian name. Okay, good. Acquaintance is made. Onion and Onion know each other. You've all met Onion, I'm assuming. Or at least you can pretend you have. He's an animal.
Yeah.
Well, we can
Onion's
take the
great.
time to meet him, and Akonis like kneels down next to Onion, holds his hands out to see if Onion will approach.
He does. There
will s-
is. Go ahead.
I will scoop Onion up like a baby and make one of those little basket cradles that I can make for my Onion, and hold him on my back.
There is a familiarity in the feeling of fur on your skin as you sort of weave and cradle this onion. The other onion does also, Moss Onion does also approach you and look to you for a basket cradle of his own.
Of course, buddy. I will also provide a basket cradle, and I will look at Flesh and Blood Akonis and say, "You will be pulling the wagon from now on."
He just sort of does this salute and puts Onion's harness on. And you guys begin to make your way to the catalyst to blow it up.
Nice.
We are going to take our break here.
Sounds appropriate.
Go ahead
Everybody-
and get up and stretch your legs and get a drink. Use the bathroom if you need to. Thank you all for joining us. We will do introductions when we get back.
Oh, that's a great time to do them. All right, we'll see everybody soon.
See you in 5 to 10 minutes.
Bye. everybody, we're back. Welcome.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Beacons of Farlight. Or in this case, right now it's Fall of Arethea, but it will be back to Beacons of Farlight very soon, I promise.
That's not far away
Our
at all.
chaotic group of little misfits are meandering through the woods with a familiar face, but new in its own way. I would like to give everyone a chance to just go around and introduce themselves and remind us all who they're playing, because they did not get to do that at the top of the stream. We're going to skip over Taylor because she's missing. God rest Spark's soul. And we're going to go straight to Eve.
Oh, hi. I'm Eve. Just characters.
Just characters.
Okay. I'm Eve. I'm playing Gigi. Gigi's technically a dragon rider now. Started as a phoenix. It's been a journey. Grew about 5 feet somewhere along there. I don't know. But that's me.
That's going to bring us to Harp.
Hey, I'm Harp, and I'm playing Maisie again. Like, actually.
Woo!
Maisie
is back.
Yeah, listen, I'm surprised she got she's kind of off scot-free with one punch at the moment. I'm riding that high as much as we can. Surely we'll not have to, have a discussion or reckoning later on. I think that's all anybody has in store for Maisie. I think that's character development done. Just making sure we're good. All right. I'm Harp.
That's going to bring us over to Kit.
Oh snap, that's me. Hey guys, I'm Kit, and I am Alethos, back in a body once again. We love to see it, and I will not be hurting Maisie physically.
That's going to bring us hesitantly over to Kian.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian, and I am playing the Akonis that is not flesh and blood, but is mostly tree.
I'm
The one
JT.
that
I, of
doesn't
course.
sound like a nerd.
That's true. I, of course, am also a Akonis and everything and everyone else. We're going to bring it right back in as you guys are a few minutes out from the edge of the Catalyst camp. Akonis has assured you that they are bringing you as close to the actual ship as they can without having to sneak past Arethian militia and various militia authorities. Is there anything you guys are doing on the walk or would have done during the walk before we dive into making some rolls and getting to the action?
Craft Yuri or not to craft Yuri on this Wednesday evening?
When has the answer ever been no, Eve?
Yeah, that's
If
fair
there were
enough.
ever a time for it.
If there were ever a time to craft Yuri, it's now. Yeah. I definitely think that Gigi is going to not necessarily start a conversation with Maisie with like words, but like just like walk kind of close and just be like, just kind of like looking over
Hey, Cheech.
every now and again. Hey,
What's up?
I don't know. Probably nothing. What's up with you? How was things?
It was okay. I'm really. I did something I shouldn't have,
Oh,
and
what did you do?
I feel like you know. I feel like you know what I.
I'm not sure if
I
you're
feel
talking
like
about the same thing I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Hey, Cheech, I think I am.
What are you talking about?
When
I don't know how to have a conversation.
Okay. When I laughed, that was a bad decision.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. Was it
GG.
neat?
What?
Was it like neat where you went? Was it like cool?
It was a lot. It was different. A lot of things. I met a different version of you.
Here, there's quite a few of them.
Well, I met a different version of everybody, also, but you. I don't know how much Sarah told you.
mean-
Oh, okay. She was nice. She seemed nice.
Mm-hmm. Is there more to that? There's like some crazy body language going on right now. I just like don't.
Sorry. No, it was her and Sarah were a little different from you and me. But she was just very torn up because she had to go back to her reflection, I think she called it. Because eventually you have to go back to your original reflection.
So you met
And
you met a me that wasn't from where you were.
yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
they had their own. They had Hat Gigi. And then Hat Gigi left, and Gun Gigi came in a
Gun?
similar fashion to
I see.
how you.
I feel like people think Gun Gigi's cooler than me because she has a gun.
She's not cooler than you. I can say that like pretty outright. She's nice.
That's good to hear. That's good to know.
Not really my type.
Gun Gigi just kind of like assumed we were like, you know.
What Gun Gigi do?
Did she also kind of like assume that we were, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I know you don't get to be here for that long. And that you'll have to go back to your version of all this.
Yeah.
I know I left for a day, but sorry I missed that day with you.
Hey, that's okay. You just you owe me one, I guess. Maybe you have to come visit me next time. I don't know what would happen though if you switched places with yourself. That
What?
would be. We can talk about it later. But It's been nice to be here.
Wish there was a way you could stay a little longer, but it's not over yet. So, and we
Yeah.
have a job to do. We have a job to do. So,
Mhm.
um,
Yep. That's very important. The most important thing on my mind right now is what were we doing again?
blowing up. the-
Ecoterrorism, right? Ecoterrorism.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm very locked in on ecoterrorism and nothing else.
Cool. Cool. Same page. Same page.
Yep. Yep. And Gigi's gonna just like reach over and grab Maisie's hand as they walk the rest of the way.
There's an initial flinch, and then a grab.
Cool. And yeah, Gigi will just leave out the machine that would make the swap permanent. We're just gonna leave that out of the conversation, and we'll revisit that later. Maybe.
You guys reach the edge of the forest, and it is an edge. It is a very abrupt shift from dirt and grass to metal. This same shiny sort of metal that you guys saw made up the cities of Arethia and made up the council chambers. Before you is a massive starship, the Genesis ship of the Arethian Empire, the Catalyst. It is smooth and sleek. It is exactly what you expect the cruise ship of a bunch of elitists to be. Akonis stops with the wagon in tow and turns to the rest of you. I have a contact, we'll say, who is going to come meet us here and take us to the elevator shaft to the engine room of the Catalyst. Are there any questions?
What, do we just dump them in when we get there?
He pulls out a small metal capsule with a almost rainbow sort of liquid color in it. As long as I can get this to the drip core, we're good. I'm bringing the chemicals as a backup. Well, they're backup chemicals. This is a mixture of those chemicals.
Okay. Sure.
You see he reaches into his shirt and pulls out a small acorn on a necklace and gives it a kiss before looking out onto the vast camp field. Cool. I expect to meet some resistance in the engine room, but I think between the 5 of us, we've probably got it handled. I don't know that there should be like any major massive resistance force. They don't really know where I am or what I'm up to, so. Plus, it's not like they ever treated me like public enemy number 1. Cool, great. He kind of just slaps his hands on his legs. After a few minutes of very awkward waiting, a gentleman in an overcoat appears to you guys. Cocks an eyebrow. You did not say there would be an entourage. I kind of picked him up on the way. They're helping. They're going to help us destroy. Yes, I understand. I have no qualms getting 5 of you. You guys begin to walk. There are eyes on you. Akonis, there are especially eyes on you, looking the most unnatural of the bunch, being made of plant and all that. But the guy walking in front of you sort of waves them off, and they look away or they go back to doing whatever task they were doing before you guys are stopped underneath the monumental ship and introduced to the elevator. Last chance, no turning back.
Yeah, buddy, that ship sailed a long time ago. So you say
Will,
last chance.
this ship has not sailed ever.
Do you understand like figurative language?
I do not.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
If you would like to bail, I could lead you back to the woods. All right. Pulls out a small key card, swipes it, and after a small moment of whirring, the elevator slides open and Akonis steps inside. You've all joined him, and you ascend the catalyst. There is not music playing, just a sort of drone of announcements in a language most of you don't understand. As Akonis sort of fidgets with his gun a bit, turns to the onions in the basket and gives both of them a couple pats. And you guys are eventually availed of a big room. There are consoles lining the wall. If you could turn your attention to the roll 20. There is a massive drip core hanging in the air over a small collection pool, powered and egged on by these two agitators on the side. And standing beneath it is Pride with a small complement of gunmen. Pride looks on to the rest of you with almost a knowing smirk on his face. I thought I might see you again. Hello. I suppose you want to make your stand here and now? Prove that the Arethian Empire is fallible?
God, this guy sucks. It's really not that deep.
This guy sees a vision that you do not, I'm afraid. And given current circumstances, I think we're willing to bring back impromptu executions just for your particularly special cases, yes? Since you would see my beloved home brought to heel, I see no reason to delay anything. You see he reaches into his cloak and pulls out truly a blade among blades. It is shiny, and you would think it unused if not for the calluses on his hands, as well as a small metal shield with spikes around the edges. The gunmen all take their aim, and we're going to enter combat. I am sure all of you remember exactly how combat works, but in case you do not, it is a tiered system, a phase system. You may take actions that align with the phases listed on them, and the boss and the minions will act as they desire. You can sort of deploy yourself anywhere you want in these first two rows of squares. And when you are ready, I will ask if anyone would like to bolster, defend, or refresh.
I would like to defend.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll for focus.
And what does that look like?
I think it's just a very like when everybody takes aim, it's a bunch of chains just shooting up around her. They were kind of slack before, but now larger ones come up, just ready to deflect things, to grab people, to do what her chains do. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Is anybody else defending or refreshing? Going to take that as a no.
No.
We're going to. Yep, that's going to put us in that, and none of these soldiers are going to defend or refresh. So we are going to move on to phase 2. Is anybody channeling?
Not this GG.
Sorry, 1 second. Cool. That is, yeah, that's going to be Pride then. Sorry, I'm just reavailing myself of the moves. Okie dokie. So, Pride is going to ready the sword and blade. Fuck. Where did it go? There it is. Is going to move up to here. And we are going to start with an attack on Gigi as the shield is brought up and tossed like a frisbee.
Okay.
I need my dice.
Captain Arethea.
This is Captain Arethea.
Shit.
What is your dodge?
11.
An 11. Okay. That's going to put us just above, and you are going to take 5 points of physical damage as the shield bashes into you.
Okay.
Maisie, your dodge is what, 6?
You're being a little generous.
It's 6,
JC.
right?
You're being a little generous. It's 5.
Okay, well, I think that this is a given then. You are also going to
Yeah.
take 5 physical damage.
I have 3 armor though. So
Yep. Cool. Where else? Alethos, what is your dodge?
11, I believe. Yes.
Okay. It scances off of Mazing and just barely misses you as it curves back around to meet with his arm. As his attack has now ended.
Damn, it's just like Fortnite.
It's just
exactly
like
like
Fortnite,
Fortnite.
guys. Is anybody else? Nobody was channeling. Is anybody volleying ranged attacks?
Akonis will volley.
Akonis.
Reclaimed Akonis will volley.
Unclaimed Akonis will also be volleying, but you will go first per the rules.
1, 2, 3. Oh, fuck. Hang on a second.
Yep.
Fuck. Wait. 6. Where was I? 1, 2, 3. Was I there? Shit.
You were 1 over, I think. No, this way.
Fuck. I don't know how Roll20 works. I don't know how
It's
this
okay.
game works.
It's okay.
6. Wait. I can't do math. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to move in closer, and my first attack is going to be a range attack. Akonis kind of cracks his knuckles, smirks, and says, God, I've been waiting to hit this guy. And we'll say a bow and arrow kind of forms out of their arm. I'm going to do a volley attack toward Pride first. We add
Mhm.
grit, correct?
You do add grit to your attack rolls. Yep.
Ooh, that's going to be a 22.
A 22 is super going to hit this guy. That is also critical, which means you roll damage with advantage, basically.
Range profile 1d3 lunar. Ooh, so that's 3 points of damage, 3 points of lunar damage. And then, because I'm feeling salty and I hate him, I'm going to move in closer, and I'm going to spend 2 MP to attack with the other profile. Attack with the melee profile.
Yep.
Which is a reach 1. Oh, damn it. Oh, and I gain +1 accuracy because I have the soldier ability. So that's going to be a 21.
21 will hit and is critical, so you, again, damage with advantage.
So that's going to be, this time it's going to be 4 points of physical damage.
Okay.
And as my minor action, I'm going to set my armory to I'll just go down the list. I'll set my armory to etheric.
Okay. Yep. So you send out a lunar arrow. He catches the lunar arrow and basically just snaps it in his hand, but you do hit him for the physical damage.
Okay. That's fine.
That is going to bring us to NPC. That's going to be Fake Akonis. Not Fake Akonis. Flesh Akonis. Who's going to do a custom ability called Fanning, which I'm actually pretty sure is in this game. Basically, these 3 guys here are going to make dexterity saves, agility saves. My bad. 2 of them pass, but the center guy did not. So you see the bullet hits him and he goes down. Whoops.
Wait, who goes down? Flesh Akonis?
No.
Oh.
One of the gunmen.
Okay.
Akonis basically pulled the revolver out, clicked the safety off, and rapid fired 3 bullets from the chamber. Is anybody else volleying? Or any other phase 3 action? Alithos?
I think I will volley.
Mhm.
I would like to cast a funny little range spell called Strangle. At I would have to move a little bit. Am I a connoisseur? People have become in my way since I last looked at this board.
You have movement that you can
I have
spend
movement?
before.
Okay, yeah. So then I will just yeet just a little bit over, just so that I can get a good look at this fool who, for the folks at home, is definitely not Sasuke,
It's not
but did
Sasuke.
have me going for a second.
I would not have used Sasuke for this. To be clear,
And
I
yet-
would not have done that.
And yet,
I
I'm
here we
just
glad.
are with
picked-
a Sasuke adjacent villain.
It's not a Sasuke adjacent villain.
GT would have had. We
Oh.
would have had to started doing like thorns after our games, as well as like stars and wishes, if you had used Sasuke Uchiha.
Just after every single session, you just
I'd
bring
have
it
a
up
bone
again.
to
Like, I
pick.
can't believe you used Sasuke for
I
that.
can't believe you
That's
used
where it is.
Sasuke for this.
5 episodes ago,
motherfucker.
you used Sasuke Uchiha, and I will not forgive it.
It still
Um,
hurt.
Well, in order to get payback, I will be casting Strangle at Sasuke Uchiha.
God damn it. It's not
Um,
Sasuke Uchiha.
It's okay, but it's not.
Yes, it is.
Sasuke
It is
Uchiha.
not.
Okay. This is I'm trying to remember how to roll these things. It's not great. That's a 9. I don't know that that's gonna do it.
A 9 against his ADEF is going to hit.
Oh, take that, Sasuke. Cool.
Stop
So
calling him that.
Stop making him look like that.
He doesn't look
Um,
like that.
Chat, if you could see this. I'm going to use the outcome. Let's see, gasp for air. And I'm gonna need him to make a bulk save.
Sure.
If you'd be so kind.
He's so good at those.
Probably figure out what my save target is. So my save target is 13. So Godspeed.
And then he gets accuracy on this for being a gladiator. That's going to be a 14.
Ah, dunk. I should have done the other one. I don't think I get anything on a not hit.
You see this spell begins to start to take effect before he literally just kind of shrugs it off. And like physically shrugs it off as the ether, the mana that you channel, falls away from him.
Ooh. Hate that. And I think on that note, minor action shadow melt. I am invisible now.
Okay. That is going to bring us to, and I need to check now, does anyone else want to volley? I know Harper's already gone, Akonis is gone, and Alethos is gone.
I'm going on 4.
Okay. So all of these gunmen are going to go. We're going to put 2 on Akonis, 2 on Akonis, 2 on... and 1 on Maisie, 2 on Gigi.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
If one of the ones on to Akonis is one of the ones next to Akonis?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to use my reaction to
Right here.
interpose and take a bullet for Akonis.
Okay, I will resolve that attack first.
Don't do that.
Akonis, what is your dodge?
10.
Well, it's targeting me now.
Is it when an attack targets or when an attack hits?
Interpose is targeted.
Okay. Cool. So that definitely hits you, Maisie.
Yep.
And you are going to take X.
I still call it.
Oh,
That
I
means
see.
0.
No.
That means 0.
It means current mana. You're going to take 6 damage.
Okay.
Shit.
Force damage specifically, to be clear.
Does that pierce armor?
In this case, it does.
It's good to know. Still fine.
Second attack on reclaimed Akonis.
Oh, real quick, sorry. As part of that interpose, since I have night, I can counterattack.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna do that with my Wrath Chain. Don't this fucking die. Don't. No, I'm not gonna counterattack. Sorry, my bad.
It's okay. It's going to be a 14, Akonis.
Yeah, minus 10.
You're going to take 6 force damage.
Okay.
I'm going to do the 2 on Flesh Akonis. Both will hit. I'm going to note that on a Conus' sheet. Okay. 2 against Gigi.
Great.
One of those is a nat 1. The other one is a 14.
That hits.
Okay, that is going to be 6 force damage.
That's so many.
2 against Alithos. That's going to be a 13 and a 9. Alithos. 13 and a 9.
A 13 and out against
Your dodge.
one of those will hit. The 13
You will
hit.
take 6 force damage.
That seems like a lot.
And then the one that was actually against Maisie, minions can't crit, so that nat 20 doesn't count, but that is going to be 6 more force damage. And that ends the minion's turn.
Is that still piercing? Real quick. Just
Yeah,
checking.
yeah, yeah. They all have piercing on their guns.
Yeah, sure.
It's like their one gimmick. That is going to bring us to phase 4, which I believe we had one person in phase 4.
It's me.
It's you.
Yeah, I think like because Gigi got like hit in the head with like a shield or whatever, and then shot, but is gonna kind of like come forward, like clutching her head, and then like very like anime, got the like blood going down the face. But then her left eye is gonna like light up with that like yellow draconic kind of essence to it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, fine. So as a minor action, I'm gonna wait. Let me check that I can do all these things at the same time. I can. So as a minor action, like everybody's gonna see the kind of like dragon kind of phasing in and out a little bit, like at first, and then Gigi just like with this huge jump, just like disappears for a second. And I'm going to use Demon Leap as my actual action. And I'm going to go here. My range for Demon Leap, by the way, is bigger than this map. It's 18 space.
I just needed a little map for like a little encounter.
I hear you. I hear you. I made for speed.
I'm sorry, big map isn't available yet. That's later.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. But so what Demon Leap does is I jump to a free space at whatever space is equal to twice your speed and land, ignoring reactions. All adjacent characters must make an agility save now, please.
Okay. 2 gunmen.
That counts me.
Yeah, it says characters.
All right. Damn.
All adjacent characters. The gunners.
I failed that.
Okay.
The gunners roll an 8 and a 9.
What's my save target, actually, now that I think about it?
Probably higher than that.
It is 14, so...
Yeah. Okay, so they are both... Is this a damaging move?
Yeah, it does 1d6.
Yes, they both die instantly.
Nice,
Please
that's what I
roll
was hoping for.
And the Pride, Mr. Pride, is going to be... Drumroll, a 15.
Bollocks.
12 on the die.
Okay, well, it is 5 damage. Physical damage.
That's not piercing though, is it?
No, it's
It's not
physical.
piercing?
It's just regular physical.
All right.
On a
All right, that's
failure.
2
It doesn't say
damage.
anything on a success, so I guess nothing.
Yeah, he just takes it.
Okay, so that was action, minor action, like as Gigi lands with like the giant spear out, just like slamming it into the ground, with the shockwave like hurting anyone, like everyone around. Immediately the dragon's gonna like fly down from the ceiling. And just be very, very, let's see. And then yeah, gonna use Echo Wave actually. Because it's a standard action during my turn. Since the dragon can attack with the Echo Wave weapon as a standard action during your turn.
Yep. So that'll be the dragon's standard action.
Oh, the dragon actually. Okay, I forget the dragon has a turn. And there's a dragon token in here somewhere, I thought.
There might be. I can probably
Maybe.
get you one. How big?
Thought I had one. It is size 3.
Okay. I can offer you a frog.
I could have sworn we got a dragon. I can find one, but yeah, Echo Wave is close blast 2. What is that?
It means that it's a 2x2 that has to be adjacent to you in some way.
So the dragon does a 2x2 square of blast,
Oh, okay, 2x2 square of
which is
blast.
going to include probably you or Maisie.
No, because I can share spaces with the dragon. So could
Yep.
it be like I don't know how to indicate this, but
Here.
like 2x2 centered on this?
Yeah, it could be this.
Like yeah, okay. That's what I want to do.
What's the save for that?
It's an attack roll,
Okay, go ahead.
and I add my grit to it.
You do.
That's a 19.
That is going to hit him.
Yep. So it does 3 astral and 1 discord.
Okay. He takes 6 astral damage.
Oh, I like
Um,
that.
And then he takes his 1 discord.
And I take 2 stress from doing that. Because that's how it works. Okay, I think that might be my turn. Because I
Okay.
did a minor action, I did a standard action, I did a dragon action. That should be it. Oh, also, as a free action, I'm going to activate my immolation field
Okay.
for 1 mana. So there's like streaking like out of the eye and around Gigi's just like this like kind of barrier of flame.
Okay. That is going to bring us to Pride's turn yet again. You see his sword sort of begins to glow and heat
He
up
takes damage.
for taking a turn.
At the start of his turn, he takes 2 astral damage.
Okay, takes 4 astral damage.
Yeah, that's immolation field.
His sword begins to glow and heat up as he looks you and Maisie in the eye before going, glory or death. And in a silly little burst 3 around him. So
That's you.
everyone but Alethos and his minions and Fleshicanis. You are all marked. The 3 of you are marked. And you have +1 difficulty to all attacks that do not include the gladiator as a target. That is his minor action. He is going to toss his shield again.
Jesus.
Gigi, your dodge is what?
Lamb.
What?
11.
11. That is going to be 16 total. You were going to take 5 physical damage.
Okay.
Harpy,
The
raising your hand.
damage like carries over after wounds, right?
Yeah. So you go down to 0, you take your wound, and then the remaining damage goes into your full health.
Tight.
Make sure to roll on the wound table. What's up, Harp?
I'm going to use a reaction to use my Chains of Despair.
You have already used a reaction.
It's once per phase. It's not once per.
Once per phase?
round.
That is very
Yeah.
cool and good. Go for it.
The interpose specifically is once per round.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Yeah. No, nothing changes except he's grappled by me now.
Just automatically?
Yeah.
Okay. He probably wasn't going to move much anyway. Speaking of which, shield's coming back around. That's an 8. Does that beat 5?
Short house beast.
You're going to take 5 physical damage. The shield is not armor piercing.
It's the wound table.
It is on page something. Hold on.
I'll find it.
Forever. You can control F if you have the PDF open.
I didn't know if it was somewhere besides the book, but that's yeah. makes
Canis, a 16 to hit you.
Yes, that hits.
That is going to be 5 physical damage,
Non-piercing.
non-piercing. How close are you to Alethos? You're within range 3. That's a natural on the notice roll, and then it's only going to be a 9 to hit Alethos. Dodge side.
Okay. No.
Okay, yeah, the shield once again whizzes past you as it circles back around to his arm. Cool. That's going to be his total turn. Do we have any phase 6ers?
Oh, I was gonna go on phase 5.
Oh, yeah, no, go ahead. Absolutely.
Cool. I'm surging, obviously.
Go ahead and take the stress associated.
Yep. Oh, I gotta roll for that. Okay. All right.
You don't have to roll for that yet, do you? First stress is just like a flat 2, I think.
Oh shit! My character sheet I hadn't reset my character sheet. Thank you for that. That saves me 2 stress.
Huge.
Yeah, it's sick. Listen, I am going to use Night Terrors. It's a melee spell attack. Oh, this die came in clutch for me. That's a natty 20. So it's a 24.
Against his A-Def is going to hit for sure.
Okie dokie.
Come
on. His nightmare is the one where he's being chased. The target receives a difficulty on all attacks that don't include me as a target. Yeah, that's that. That's it.
Okay. Anyone in phase 6?
Oh, he also takes 2 stress. Sorry. Thank you.
I was gonna 5
You may also 5.
if that's allowed.
It is allowed. You can surge whenever you want.
Yeah. And I have a knife. And I'm not afraid to use it.
What do you have?
A knife. I am gonna sneak around. What is move?
Move is the number.
Make sure I'm not over moving.
Your move is
No, okay, that's fine.
6.
I'm gonna knife first, move later. Because I can throw my knife while I'm invisible. I'm gonna throw my knife at Sasuke.
Pride.
Diversity win. Sasuke is gay.
Not that kind of pride.
Damn it.
The bad kind.
Rude. Let's see if that'll do it. Please let me hit something for once. That is going to be, if I can do math quickly, an 11 to knife.
An 11 will hit his dodge.
Excellent. That is 1d3. I don't own a d3.
Just roll a d6 and divide the result by 2.
Is that right? That is 4 physical damage because it's +1. And then
Yep.
and then I'm going to teleport because this is a flash step dagger. To an adjacent space to where knife is.
Okay.
And then I would like. Oh shoot! I will become invisible again, I believe.
Yeah.
Course of action for that one.
He's going to take his first of 3 available wounds.
Excellent. And then I think I'm gonna keep moving. But I'm invisible, so he can't see me.
Excellent.
I'm just getting additional range on this. As much as possible.
Cool. Cool. Anyone else going on 5? Anybody else surging?
What is the... Wait. I'm an idiot. Hang on.
Not an idiot.
Oh, yeah. I am going to surge.
Cool. Take your requisite 2 stress for your first surge and take your turn.
Also, I'm bloodied for if you need that for reference.
Same.
Akonis sees him grab the lunar arrow and kind of just dispose of it and is like, fuck, okay. And does away with all the fancy shit of growing weapons and just goes for the huge ass fucking sword on their back. And it's going to swing. I'm going to swing with my Holy Avenger.
You have a 1 accuracy on that also because he's grappled by me.
That's going to be a 17 to hit.
17 does hit him.
That is going to be 5 astral damage.
He takes 10 astral damage.
As Akonis cleaves into him at this 5.
It is abundantly clear that he is not doing too well after that one.
Good. That's it.
Okay.
I just wanted to hit him again.
Gigi, you surgeon at all?
I might but in a later phase.
Okay, well, there's no one else in my retinue gets to do anything for the next 2 phases, so
Okay. Well, then I'll wait till phase 7 and I'll surge, and I'm gonna do a full attack.
we'll go to phase 6 and nothing will happen,
Cool.
and then we'll go to phase 7.
Cool. I'm gonna take 2 more stress and overstress. I don't have very much of it, I realize. Let me roll that really quick just in case something horrific happens. Okay. -1 to mana. That's okay. That's fine.
Other Gigi would have lost her mind.
You're right. Let me just do like parentheses 3 because it's actually 4. It's okay. I realize I don't really have much of anything that actually uses mana on this particular character. Okay, so with my full attack, I can do 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
Volley, fight, or shove type activities. I can also like move and stuff, right? Because it's my turn.
Yep, it is 1 whole turn. Which is
Perfect.
so silly.
I'm trying to let me double check something really quick. There's no like flying creatures here, like ever, are there?
No, this space is not conducive to flying creatures. They would probably get electrocuted out of the sky.
Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. Range 3 means I have 3 whole spaces, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's 2 spaces. That's okay, I think. Okay, I'm gonna move here, just real quick, just right over there, and then I'm gonna attack this guy with my like great spear, specifically called Longinus. I think that's relevant if you're Evangelion fans know, and like other people. But I'm gonna try to attack that guy. What do I add to attack rolls again?
Grit.
Grit. Sweet. So I had 3, which is my grit, which will bring that to a 21.
That is a critical, which means you roll damage twice and take the higher result.
Cool. On my big fuck off spear, it does 1d6 plus 4. So that's 10 physical.
Yep, he dies instantly.
It's also piercing. Or no, it's not, because it's not in my maximum range. But wait, there's more. I have a technique called Whirlwind. Once per round, when I crit with a melee weapon, I deal 3 physical damage to all adjacent enemies. So those 2 guys will go as well.
Yes, they will.
So that was one action.
Mm-hmm.
Second action, I think I can shift 1 when I use a polearm attack, if I'm not mistaken. There's something about that
Might as well.
somewhere. Maybe. Oh, that's one of my talents. That's my Lancet talent. So I'm going to shift 1 toward this guy. Yeah, and I'm gonna attack this. I can't do the thing. This minion right here.
Okay.
Because I don't like that they did 6 damage to me. That sucked. And that is an 11 to hit.
An 11 will super hit these guys.
Okay, well then, perish.
And minions are so silly.
Okay, and I think that's me. I think wait, does my dragon go again? Because I win again?
Your dragon goes on your turn.
Okay, then I'll just have that echo wave just repeat on that little area.
Go ahead and make the attack.
That is a 23.
Okay. What's the damage on that?
It is 3 astral and 1 discord.
Okay, so he takes 6 astral and he takes his discord. That is going to be his second of 3 wounds.
Oh, for phase 1 probably.
No, this is not a full boss, so there's no.
Oh, okay.
no phases. He's a mini boss.
I'm so happy this dude's just a mini boss. What a fucking L to take.
Whoa!
Your name's Pride or that of Aretha, you're a fucking mini boss. Damn. Get fucked.
They just put all the cards on the table halfway through the third arc. That's not fair.
God damn it. Why does Automod keep blocking? It keeps blocking things for sexuality, sex, or gender. Have they watched this stream? Apparently not.
This is the High Shelf Yuri stream. Don't they know?
They didn't let me use Sarah's legal name.
This is the High Shelf Yuri collective.
Cool.
Real Himejoshi hours.
You know what's crazy? I took a wound and I took overstress, which means I don't have to refresh next round because I'm basically back to full.
Speaking of refresh, that is going to bring us back around to the top. Is anyone defending or refreshing? Is anyone channeling? Is anyone volleying? Phase 3ing? Great. He's gonna go, if that's okay.
Sure.
Sure. Cool. Yes, it is so silly. He's just gonna throw his shield again. In his current state, though, he does not seem capable of hitting you, Maisie, as he rolls a 5 with 1 difficulty to subtract 2 off of it. So his shield just kind of skids on the ground as he struggles in the chains. That is going to bring us to phase 4. Phase 5.
I'm a fight.
God, everyone. Okay.
Is everybody phase 5?
You can go in any order you want. It's just whoever goes first, the boss goes right after you.
Whoever wants.
I'll go. Mine's quick, I
It
think.
can be
this time.
anyone.
Oh, well, okay. First of all, as just a free thing I can do once per turn that I just discovered, I want to learn the current MP of Pride.
Yeah, he's at 3 MP.
Hell, good to know.
Doesn't cast spells.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna attack him. So I'm gonna attack with my spear, Longinus. It is piercing because I'm attacking at its maximum reach of 3 spaces.
Yeah.
Just in case he has armor. I don't know how he rolls. I don't know what's under that tech wear, JT.
It's not techwear.
Ooh, okay. That's a 22.
That's a critical. Roll damage twice, take the highest.
Okay, well, it was the same. It is 7 physical, and I'm trying to see what else happens when I crit. When I crit, the target is weakened until the end of their
Okay.
next turn.
Huge.
So that happens as well. I think that's it. I think that's all the special things that happens.
Yep.
I deal 3 physical damage to all adjacent enemies, but I don't have any. So I'm not doing that.
Do you want your dragon to go?
Oh yeah, Echo Wave again. As
Yeah.
well. That is a 21.
That hits.
3 astral, 1 discord.
Yep.
Did he take discord damage at all?
He clears his discord on his turn.
That's silly.
He's immune to. He's not immune to discord, but he clears discord and he's immune to lunar damage. He's almost dead. I can tell you these things now.
That's fair enough. Okay, but yeah, all those things happen, and I'm done.
Yes. Okay.
Now he can kill me.
He's going to go. He's not going to use his shield because he lost it. He's going to try to hit Maisie with the Gladius. He does make it with difficulty. Good God. That's a 7 minus 3 is 4. It's not having a good day, gamers.
Can I counterattack here?
You sure can.
I'm just gonna punch him. I'm not gonna use anything. I'm going to punch this man.
Please. By all means.
I don't know the ruling for how much damage a punch does, but I assume
It'll do
that's
3
a 60
damage.
plus 3.
Yeah, you punch him. There is a loud crack as he slumps down. He was at like 1 HP, guys. It's not.
Oh my god.
That's 2 people that Macy's punched to death.
That's true. That's true. Fleshiconus kind of looks at this slumped body of Bride and goes, well, that's that, I suppose. Pulls out the small canister and just fully hucks it at this thing.
Do we need to run?
As it makes contact with the drip core, Fleshiconus turns to you, Alethos, and goes, I don't see why we would. Before there is a cracking noise, followed by a warping, followed by a very big, bright rainbow flash. As you guys are forced through the fabric of reality as this engine explodes and history is made right. It is this sort of falling sensation. You can all kind of see each other, and you can see Fleshiconis unconscious falling through this as well. The acorn that he's wearing is just sort of, flying above him as he falls, as free fall is wont to do to physical objects. We are going to push through a few things here. The first is an offered opportunity to Akonis. You can get to your previous self, and you, I think, can deduce what happens if you separate him from the acorn.
Do I think that if I go back, I'm gonna get my acorn back?
Yeah, you can. Your acorn is fundamentally connected to the world tree in the reclaimed woods. Getting the world tree back would probably reawaken your acorn.
I think I know what I messaged you earlier, but I think that Akonis thinks about the lance and how there is this other acorn powered entity now out there, and how it kind of feels a little lonely to be the only thing like that. And I don't think that Akonis is going to separate flesh and blood Akonis from the acorn, because I think that they don't want the lance to be the only one like they were.
You watch these memories flood back into your brain as the timeline refills your consciousness. You see yourself saving the lance, and then you were shown a split version of that where you are not reclaimed and you are unable to save the lance. And Akonis, you begin to hear the lance calling out to you from somewhere around as you fall through time. Gigi, you are as between realms as you have been since you joined your friends here. There is a window before you where you can interface with their Gigi for but a moment. This is your chance to either step away or reprogram your atoms to live here.
What is Can I see what other GG's doing?
You tell me.
I think other GG has a pile of books stacked up around them, and are nestled against the big scaly side of a dragon that's kind of wrapped around them, kind of like looking over their shoulder at the books. And Gigi is very clearly like mid conversation, like trying to explain things. And I think you would also notice that the dragon doesn't have a shadow at all. It doesn't cast a shit for whatever reason, but Gigi's just like explaining everything, and you can see the dragon like slowly nodding. And so Gigi will kind of like take a moment and then just kind of very almost like slyly just kind of move away from the window. Like, I think they're fine. And so she'll stay.
You choose to remain. A swap can always be made again. But for now, you belong to this reality as much as you possibly can.
It was her most fervent wish.
Alethos, you see something I think more disparate from the rest. The timeline is mostly unchanged by this, but you destroyed your outpost 300 years too soon. You did not constitute yourself at that point in time. You see Dr. Oram surviving the catalyst explosion, which you know for a fact that they initially had not survived. They bunker down in the outpost, and they eventually find other survivors, and they found a city around this outpost. Eventually, Dr. Oram gets old, and with the original version of you digitized, they figure out a way to sort of weave their consciousness into theirs and immortalize themselves as the warden of this new place. Somewhere in the reclaimed woods now is a settlement that you know will welcome you with open arms. And maybe even welcome Farlight as allies, depending on its fate. Maisie, you are barreling towards home. You got to experience life with Russell for a bit before returning to your duties. Herein lies an opportunity. Sister Fear and Sister Anger will not see you coming. They are functionally the pieces of the puzzle that knocked the dominoes down that ruined your life. It is up to you where you guys land.
Anywhere?
Anywhere on the planet.
I think Sarah and Russell used to have a little hiding spot. Like northeast of the market. That they would build out, and at some point they found some pretty decent ways to get around unseen. And I think that is where I would like to put them.
The four of you are... It feels like forever that you're falling. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel as time finally catches up with you. Akonis, you see your previous self fall to the wayside. You imagine this is what happened to you initially, as they are shunted from the funnel much too early. And you guys wake up in this little hideout. Akonis, there is a hand on your shoulder as your eyes open. The lance is standing over you. You're awake.
Something like that.
When... What did you guys do?
blew up the drip core, I think.
Okay. Great. Cool. Welcome back. Things are bad.
Bad how? How did you get here? Okay,
How did I know to
we-
find you here? Right? That's what you're going to ask.
Yeah.
I can't explain it except I received a new memory of when we recovered Akonis's body and started the Acorn Project. We were met with some leftover residual energy, and this place was shown to me. So I brought the Citadel over, and well, they're outside, but inside is terrible. You're back in Farlight. Welcome back, by the way. I'm not sure how to put this, but the Mother Grievance has kind of gone. I think the word for it is fascist on Farlight.
She was already like kind of doing that a little bit, but it's gotten worse.
Yeah, when we arrived, the gates had reopened freshly, and a man called Orgo Baramet had taken control of the city, but the Sentinels were turned against him, and he was imprisoned. And Mother Grievance has had the Sentinels patrolling the streets 24/7. We tried to, do diplomacy about it because we're not razing villages to the ground anymore. I'm glad you're back. I need your help.
We have to find Spark first.
Right. Yes, of course. I don't know how to do that.
I thought Spark would be here.
I knew she was missing. I just don't know how to find her.
I know this is stupid, but I know where her family's shop was. I don't know the current.
We already checked
Fuck.
when we evacuated her family.
Oh, that's good. But fuck.
Like, it's less good. We're kind of hiding in the under thing right now. Sorry. Anyway, is there anywhere else she might be? Anything she's connected to?
Doesn't she like talk to like machines?
Yeah, except you guys took the only machine that would have been connectable. I guess Alethos technically is now, but that's up to Spark to connect to, not. At least from what I understood.
Oh god.
Teleport people, Lance, do they turn into a pile of ash?
That has never happened once, ever.
I think I might
Wait.
need to go to sleep.
Oh.
Okay, sure, you've had a long day. Naps are
No,
probably
not
good.
like that. Spark said that they saw me in the middle zone. That's the only place left I can think of. The nothing place.
Okay, great. Is that something you could do right now, or?
I mean, I can try. I'm not very tired though.
You see the Lance pulls out like a metal gauntlet and starts putting it on.
That's so violent.
I don't know if it worked. Candidly, I don't know if it works like that. I think it has to be like a dreaming sleep. Like a.
How does a concussion affect REM sleep?
It doesn't.
You're not supposed to, I don't think.
No,
I mean,
that's
listen, if it's our only way.
Wait, but can we go with you?
No, I scream and then disappear.
Okay. But like if we sleep like to get at the same time, does it
Oh,
work
did you
like
try
no,
that?
we've done that before. We've done that
Yep.
before.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I
All
think
right,
you.
Lance.
Hi.
You got
Nice
it.
to see you again.
Do your thing.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, okay. Lance is gonna reel back a punch.
Yeah, Maisie's
Uh,
closing her eyes.
we get a flash of white and then straight to dark for Maisie as she slumps over. But we are going to end our session there for
Oh my god.
the time being.
Wow. That's so funny.
Thank you all so
Jeez
much
Louise.
for joining us this evening as we end the fall of Arethia and return to the beacons of Farlight. Same series. Don't let the names confuse you. I just wanted to play with the form a little bit. I'm going to give my lovely cast a chance to go around and introduce themselves again and plug anything they would like to plug. We are, of course, going to start with Eve.
Don't do that. I'm gonna do the high shelf calendar.
Okay, we're gonna skip Eve and we're gonna premium ship the mic to Harp to go first.
I had there was a package that came for me today. It'd be cool if I could like have that and open it. So just imagine that I did that. Hi, I'm Harper. I was Maisie today. I'm also Mara on They Call Us Villains, which is yesterday every other week. Yeah. Thanks everybody. I really like listen. Everybody has a bunch of stuff. You can go to my YouTube if you want. youtube.com/harpingharp. If you want to leave a comment on my video, I'll appreciate that. I don't know. I've been getting a lot of comments lately and some of them are weird. So it would be cool to like offset that ratio, I guess. Yeah. That's it. Thanks everybody. I'm gonna you know how I imaginary did the box opening thing, kind of played with the theater of the mind a little bit. I'm going to really tangibly and not imaginarily show up in Kit's room and hand them a mic in like a very real way. I'm gonna smile and be like polite about it, but like this is currently happening right now and I need everybody to understand that.
Shit, sorry, there's somebody at my door. Just give 1 second.
Sorry.
So somebody was here with a mic? That was weird. Hey guys, I'm Kit, except for on Wednesdays sometimes where I am Alethos. If you want to see me do other things, stick around because my schedule is a little bit light for the coming weeks on account of, as you can see by the vacant bookshelves behind me, I am moving and have been forever. But in the interim, if you want to hear my voice and are sick of seeing my face, you can check out podcasts. Namely, if you like magical girls and queer stories and like really like sad shit sometimes, but then it's also happy, but it's like pretty sad sometimes. You can check out Bloom and Blight. It is our Girl by Moonlight actual play podcast. You can get it wherever you get your podcasts. As I always say, if you find a podcast place and it's not there, let me know. I will put it there. That is a threat and a promise. If you want to see episode announcements, clips, things like that, you can find us on basically all of the socials at Bloom and Blight, all spelled out. If you want cast and character information, transcripts of other episodes, and a link to the zesty little Discord server, you can go to bloomandblight.com. We just released on there the trailer for the next season, which will be coming out after I move. and features some fun little music by the lovely harp. So check it out. It's really sick. It's really cool. And we're super stoked for it. That's all I got going on right now for the moment. So I'm gonna take this mic and um, you know, I don't know. This one isn't as haunted as I was expecting. So I'm going to zip it back up and I'm going to return it in the mail and hope it arrives to the manufacturer, which I can only assume is Kian.
I create all things, so yes, you would be correct.
Knew it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_chiffon, uptight-chiffon, depending on where you're hanging out. I've been a Aconist tonight. Every other week yesterday, I am Valen. Wow, I forgot my character's name completely right there. I think that's my character's name is Valen. On They Call Us Villains, our horror masks AP over on Entropy Emporium. I can't talk about any of the other shit on my calendar right now. That's not true. Blooming in the Rod. I always forget to talk about Blooming in the Rod. That is the Invisible Sun actual play that I GM over on Entropy Emporium every other Saturday. It's a grand old time. My players are super chill and super casual, and they're having a great time despite what they will tell you. Other than that, I can't talk about anything that I am involved in right now. I have a couple of announcements coming up, including an announcement that's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks that I'm super excited about. So keep an eye on social media. That is where you will hear about it first. While I create all things, I am most creative when it comes to macaroni art. So I'm going to make a microphone out of macaroni art, and I'm going to frame it, and I'm going to ship it to JT for their outros.
I'm going to boil the macaroni art, glue paper and all, and make it into mac and
Wow.
cheese.
Awful, but allowed.
Thank you. I'm JT. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me all over the internet at WeebG and also at Entropy Emporium because it's technically my channel. And by technically, I mean I made it, but the rest of the people who run games on it are more in charge than I am. We have a lot of really cool games over there, including They Call Us Villains, as previously mentioned by Kian and Harp. It is a horror masks actual play run by JD. On Thursdays, every other Thursday, including next Thursday, hopefully, we have God Complex, a Girl by Moonlight, Neon Genesis, and Evangelion inspired drama that is very cool and fun. Every other Friday, including next Friday, we have the Weird Wilds War, a 5e homebrew game run by me. The planes are gone. Where did they go? Every other Saturday, as mentioned by Kian, Blooming in the Rot. And then we have two upcoming shows that I feel comfortable announcing. The first is Fall of the Ashen Throne, run by Will. That is going to be a 6-episode special series run on Mondays starting in November, so keep an eye out for that. And the second one has a less concrete start date, but I'm so excited for it. I'm going to announce it because it's going to be one of the coolest things we've ever done. It is called Star Shard. It is using the Dawn RPG system. It is going to be a shonen AP, and we are cooking. Let me tell you. I have never felt more back in the theater, like performing, than I have with this group. And we've done some research. We had a little watch party. It's going to be good. There's going to be some stuff soon, I hope, promos, etc. I just want to talk about it because I've been sitting on it for actual months and I'm so excited about it. Genuinely, I cannot hype this project up enough. Anyways, you can find me here every other Wednesday for this other really cool project I do called Beacons of Farlight, which is in its third and technically final arc, but I'm planning more. Do not fear. Presuming we get renewed, I have a really cool idea for the next big thing. I don't want to assume, Eve. I can't. Corporates just they've been,
Who's corporate?
I don't know.
Is that me? Am I
Yes, you-
corporate?
Yeah.
What
Can we
have I
have
been-
more?
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay, cool. It's been greenlit here and now, folks.
From business.
Keep an
Ship
eye
it.
out for that when it's done. This has to finish first, but we'll see you in 2 weeks for this because it's gonna start getting scary. It's Halloween season.
Start?
Yeah. It's going to begin getting scary. One of your villains is
Freak
called
as fuck.
Sister Fear.
Jesus.
I'm gonna take my mac and cheese microphone that I made out of glue paper and macaroni, and I'm going to put it into a cement mixer, add cement, and then chisel out a microphone, and I'm gonna throw it through Eve's window with a note on it that says, "It's your turn."
Oh. Wait, hold on. I see. Hi, it's my turn. I'm Ethan, Eve to some, at EJ the Grey on social media. I don't post there, but I am there. You can probably contact me that way if you wish. I might see it. No promises. I hang out around here on High Shelf Collective most of the time. I'm currently in this game. I'm also in The Last Caravan, which is a like alien apocalypse road trip RPG that's really fun. We're trying to get the fuck out of Louisiana, and if there isn't anything that I can relate to more than that statement, there just isn't. Big mood. And that game is normally on Thursdays. It's not this Thursday. It might be next Thursday. Keep an eye out on Thursdays, and you'll probably see it eventually. Other than that, I also manage our calendar here at High Shelf. So let me give you a little bit of insight into what's going on. Not much, frankly, but come back on Sunday, the 20th, for our, I believe, our final game of Morktober, where we played a bunch of Morkborg themed styled games, which is Smorgasborg, which is a Morkborg game where I think you play as Smurfs. I think it's like a Smurf vibe, but it is Smorgasborg, and I believe Taylor's running that one, so that's gonna be really good. Just like all of them were. And then I think we're gonna make up our Orkborg game that was originally gonna be tomorrow has been delayed and moved, but it might come back later. We'll see when Mike wants to run that in the future. But I think that's all for our announcements. We don't have too much going on right now. It's busy around here, guys. It's busy. But with that, I think we're gonna raid. I have to find someone who is live. Does anybody have any suggestions for people we can raid? Anybody got any cool TTRPG friends with diverse casts that we can raid over to?
Not them. Hold on, I'm looking. I'm very quickly looking. Not them.
Harp, tell us about Glover.
Yeah, Harp, Glover time. Chop chop.
It's Glover time.
Okay, so
That's a puppet.
Glover came out on November 16th, 1998. And this was actually about 5 days before The Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time came out. So like it came out at such a bad time, because Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time came out right after it. Banjo-Kazooie came out right before it. So it was like sandwiched. If you read the Nintendo Power issue that contained this little blurb of Glover, it was maybe like 2/3 of the magazine in. The first half was almost like entirely about Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Then there was another huge bit about Banjo-Kazooie, and then another one on Turok too. And yeah, Glover got a little bit of like space, like it got some pages there, but it was not like enough to spread awareness. And if you read the reviews of things, because at the back of every Nintendo Power they have a bunch of reviews of games that came out that month, because they all got early copies because they were press, and Glover got a 7.6. I think it got a 7.6. But in the review, the reviewer calls it genius. It calls it a genius game that like has some really inspiring moments, and says that his biggest condemnation of the game is that it came out at such a bad time. And then they gave it a 7.6.
Wow. It's crazy. Well, folks, first of all, Harper, thank you for that amazing Glover vamping. It's iconic.
Thanks.
Claps
Yeah,
around for everybody.
appreciate it.
But unfortunately, the TTRPG world's a little diversity challenged this evening at this time of night. So we'll right over to our old pal Cave Geek Art. He makes really cool art with like caveman technology. Like he burns leather and then like uses like bone tools to like make
Ooh.
maps and art and all kinds of things like that. He might just be playing video games tonight. That's very possible, but we'll see. We'll see what he's up to. He's good people. We've been rating him since 2018. So old pal for us as High Shelf Collective folks. So make sure you leave him an emote or something along those lines when we raid over, so that he gets credit for all those cool people that show up and enjoy. But thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you guys next time when we're back to Farlight instead of this utopian hellscape that we've been in. It's been lack of pain. What is that anyway? But bye everybody. I have to click the button now.